it's Charleston White. Who are you?
You a bitch, Jim.
I got a big dick though. I don't give a fuck what you talk. Boy, I fuck like your granddaddy used to fuck your mama's sister. He was molesting her. You didn't catch on that, did? Say, what's up, nigga?
My guy, Bandman Kevo, he's been going viral for the last 2-3 weeks.
He got that booty butt lift on the belly. Yeah, he got that booty butt lift on the belly. Yeah. Boy, I knew these niggas been cheating. Yeah. He wasted his motherfucking money. Yeah, I would have pumped that fat into that dick. Yeah, they say you can have a dick transplant. I'm gonna pump them that 6-pack. Yeah, I'm gonna put 12 inches on that dick. Yeah, fuck a 6-pack, nigga. I know, man, yeah, I knew he was bad built. I'm the one told him he was bad built. I'm the one I was the inspiration for Bandman Keevy to get the booty butt lift on his belly. Yeah, I'm the inspiration for that. I'm the one broke him down and told him, nigga, them motherfucking Gucci's and Balenciaga clothes is made for a slim nigga like me. Yeah, he knew he had to go get him one of them little bitty bodies.
This is Mongolian Mindset, and after a lot of requests, we're back doing celebrity typings. We broke down the metrics of Linda Barrens Temperament and Interaction styles. We also have the playlist on cognitive functions. So if you want to understand how we are typing people, I suggest you guys look at those videos. You can find the playlist Cognitive Function Breakdown or How to Find Anyone's Personality Type. Watch those because we'll be using those metrics to find Charleston White's personality type. The monkeys over at Personality Database got Charleston White as an ENTP. We'll be checking him with these metrics right here. So for the ENTP, let's go to the chart here. For the ENTP, they are informative, they're initiating, their progression, movement, process focus. They're abstract, systematic, they're TIFE and SINE. If he meets those metrics, we'll call Charleston White an ENTP. If he's not, we'll actually find his real personality type, okay? And we are still doing the free typing sessions by us. We are nearing in over 100 free typing sessions that we have done for the community. You guys know we actually love you guys and we love interacting with you guys. It makes me happy to help you guys. So take advantage of that while you can. Free typing sessions. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. Join our Facebook or Discord. We're really picking up in the Discord now, so join that, but join the Facebook or Discord group and message our moderator Cody and he'll get back with you with availability. So do that now, quick, fast, because they are picking up. So we'll be typing Charleston White here, okay? Let's get into this. So once we get 5 of these metrics here, we'll go ahead and take them off the board and eliminate types as we get them. Like I've said in many of the typing videos, you really want to go with what you're seeing most, okay? You're seeing most. Take the ones that you got 100%, take those off the board, and then slowly eliminate down to the best fit type, okay? So let's get into it. And comment below a celebrity you guys want to type. I haven't done a celebrity typers in a while, so I do have a lot of them to do, but we'll be doing that in the meantime, and then we'll be segmenting into either breaking down Dario Nardi's brain scans or breaking down Enneagram. You guys can vote below which one you really want done. The Enneagram breakdown, that'll be 27 fucking Enneagrams. That's gonna fucking kill me, but I'll do it for you guys. Or we could go over the brain scans. Dario Nardi in his new book, he has all of them like broken down, like the 4 subsets. Like if you're a dominant, creative, harmonizing, things like that. So yeah, let me know and comment below what you think Charleston White's personality type is.
They in their face.
Dion, his wife too.
All right, come on, fuck Dion and his wife too. I'm already gonna hit Charleston White for pragmatic. Okay, pragmatic is rebellion, contrarian, independence, full autonomous. That whatnot. He's coming off pragmatic. That's what that.
So you would
Man, if me and Beyonce had to be around each other for 2 weeks, you right, I'd get her. So he's a Crip rapper, rolling 60, right? King Von is a serial killer, documented by the FBI. Who wouldn't say him?
On Funky Friday, which is hosted by Cam Newton, and I'm over here trying to talk, and you still talking.
You interfering with me and
You
my
don't
bitch.
even love her.
I love my
How you gonna love her and you gonna put your hands on her?
Same reason you whoop your kids and tell them you love them, and this why you doing this.
No.
Okay, so this guy's pragmatic. Like, come on.
Y'all use weapons. See, I don't fight fair. See, most is prize fighters. I'm a surprise fighter.
Yo, what are you doing? I'm giving you unbelievable content for the masses. And you just gonna keep it to yourself? Do me a favor, tap that red button right there, subscribe, and it literally takes no time. Try it and see what happens. Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it would be. Cam
Could, would, whatever. Fucking Cam Newton saying that's all any statements.
Newton, the son, Mr. Boogie, the all, here with another
Could, would, whatever. He's saying any statements.
episode of Funky Friday. And I promise, I really do promise to give good content for the masses, but most of all, I promise to keep it funky for your asses. Now, boy, oh boy, are we in for
Some any and pragmatic from this guy?
a treat today.
Well, we're not
Boy,
typing him, so
I
we're
went
gonna leave him
from
alone.
Possibly losing it to now being on the same page, been DMing and communicating and conversating for months, so long that, bruh, we finally here. You may seen him on social media, entrepreneur, comedian, influencer at its all-time heights. I present the son, introduce the others, Mr. Charleston White.
What's up, man? I like that introduction. Boogie Doll, huh? Mr.
Yeah.
Boogie Doll.
Yeah.
It was one thing left out of the introduction.
Talk to me.
I started out on the internet as a frustrated youth advocate.
Okay.
I wasn't an entrepreneur. I was a struggling single dad who financially didn't have the means to put gas in the car every day,
Okay.
but was still working in the community. Because of that struggle and that small time frame of struggling, I evolved into entrepreneurship.
I evolved. That's a progression statement. Okay, that's a progression statement. Progression, progress, whatever you want to call it, movement.
By way of the internet. But I started out frustrated. So when I came to the internet, I didn't even know you could make $1 off the internet. Financially, I didn't know how to create a business to make any profit from a business. I thought I was supposed to be begging and asking for donations. So the internet taught me a lot, and it helped me to become all those things that you just named.
So really what I do know, and I've told you this while we were talking in anticipation to get you on Funky Friday, behind everything that you say, controversial, agreed upon, or disagreed upon, behind everything that you say, I can agree that there's some truth to what you say.
And
Cam Newton just talking about T.I. there, so that's some T.I. from him. There's some truth.
in a message, I ain't just talking to be talking. I ain't started out trying to be funny. When I was describing post babies with run-down Michael Jordan tennis shoes, I wasn't saying that to be funny. When I was talking about them ghetto with them weaves on their head, riding in the car, patting them head because they can't scratch their hair, and their daughters grow up patting their head because they don't know that's what their mom. So I wasn't saying that to be funny. When I was talking about the siren laying around the house, watching a woman go to work with that good in the bed, but he can't fix no alternator, he can't get no job. He laying around the house, jacking his off on the phone,
I'm
going.
hitting it for pragmatic. All right, I'm just going ahead and I ain't even gonna play the game. He's pragmatic. Okay. So he's either SP or NT. Based off him being pragmatic, that eliminates 8 types.
Going outside to hang with a bunch of only to end up in jail by Friday. I wasn't saying that to be funny. That was my observation from doing qualitative studies in our community from community work. So I wasn't trying to be funny. The internet told me I was funny. For one, I didn't know I looked funny. The internet told me I looked funny. Oh, look at his eye. Ah, look at his dread. So nigga, I didn't know I looked funny. I thought I was cute. So the internet shaped this what they see today.
Okay. Well, I must admonish the viewer to understand this. We ain't even 5 minutes into this segment, and we already ruffling some feathers or may. Don't bring your shadow band ass over here to Funky Friday and get my shit shadow banned too. But we're gonna have a good time today, because one thing that I do believe in is accountability. One thing I do believe in is making sure that I don't judge, right?
Yeah.
Even though in my religion I love it so much so that it reigns supreme of everything in my life, I think sometimes as Christians we can't have this judgmental attitude.
One of the first things some of the most devout Christians do when you go to church is, where you been? Mm-hmm. I ain't seeing you. And so when you go, if you go to church and then you don't go to church and you come back to church, the church will make you feel shame in their judgmental approach. Well, where you been? We ain't seen you in a while. So I get it. It's a very, and I wouldn't identify as a Christian, but I have Christian values and beliefs. I believe in Jesus. I believe that he's the Son of God. I just don't take the title as a Christian. Man, I just believe. I just believe.
So what are you?
A believer.
That don't make you a Christian?
No.
So he's hitting with T.I. here, like, what? That don't make no sense.
Because I also like to sin, and most Christians don't admit that they like to sin.
But you do understand that Jesus died for all our sins.
Yeah, that's why I sin. That's why I sin and just say, I pick my sins wisely.
Okay, but you know you're not perfect.
I don't want to be perfect.
I think that is true. But
my saying
True, T.I.
is most Christians don't admit that they like to sin.
most people
They, S-E-N-I.
can't admit to the sins that they do.
That they like to do. See, some that we do, but we also got some secret ones that we like to do.
But that's everybody. That's not Christians, Muslim, Hinduism. That's just everybody as humanity.
When the FBI studied Malcolm.
See, you see that? You see he is pushing him with T.I. there? Like, bro, like, come on. Like, come on. You going off there.
And when they studied Martin, one went and spoke and came back to the hotel and prayed and talked on the phone with his wife, and they don't have no dirt on him. He was Muslim. The other one went and spoke and came back to the room and partied and fucked like a motherfucker in every town he went to. That was the Christian. So it's,
all right, so Charleston White seems to be taking his own role here. Seems to be more closed in his statements. There's no misinterpretation of what this guy's saying. He's talking about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. If you don't know, they're CIA-related tapes saying that Martin Luther King wasn't the great person that he was portrayed to be.
there's a difference. One was studied full time.
How you know that though?
Because
now you're using my platform trying to bring all this speculation of Martin Luther King.
Because it's documented evidence. The FBI said that Malcolm X was a saint compared to the doctor. It's very well documented that
he's referencing sources here. That's TEFI here. They said SC2.
Dr. Martin Luther King was just like any man. He was a whoremongering preacher. It's documented. Compared to Malcolm, who has no documentation of
TE comparison.
doing anything such like the preacher. See the difference?
I hear exactly what you're saying, but that doesn't necessarily rectify you not being unknown to your religion. I think.
I don't want to be a religious man. I don't want to be Muslim. I don't want to be Christian. I don't want to be Hindu because I don't pick up the books. I want to be able to grab hold to the spirit.
I won't. And a lot of SENI there. That's mostly NI.
Yes, sir.
Most of the people who I heard talk the books and can recite the books don't show the spirit. Yeah. They can't access the spirit.
But this is where I can agree with you, but also it's for me to also admonish you to say you use your platform for people to receive the word in your own right. You see what I'm saying?
I don't deliver the word because I don't know the word. I walk with the Spirit. My mother and them know the word. I don't know the word. I hadn't picked up the Bible to read the word. I got the Spirit because when I wanted the word, I couldn't get the word. I was locked away in a cell and they wouldn't give me the Bible. So for some strange reason, I was able to access the Spirit. That's the Spirit that Jesus said that will write God's word upon your heart. I don't want to be Christian because Christians can't access the Spirit. They all got the word. I don't want the word, God. I want your Spirit. Because it says with this Spirit that I can do greater works than Jesus. There's no Christian I ever heard to say they can do greater works than Jesus. And Jesus himself said that you can do greater works with this Spirit. So I don't want the Christian word. Give me that Spirit Jesus was talking about that raised the dead, that allows you to walk on water. I ain't seen a Christian walk on water yet.
But isn't that the truth for you to
He's like, wait, slow down. I got to see through what the fuck you saying with T.I. Cam Newton has high T.I.
understand and say, yo, I'm gonna be what I've never seen?
If you had never seen it, you can't become it. So I watched my mother take care of children. I watched my mother feed people with her word of God. I watched my mother pray to get my grandmother off drugs. I watched my mother use the word of God. Okay, mama, that word worked good enough for you, but I need the Spirit. The things that I've gotten involved in and the things that I do and the things that I face, the word ain't gonna help me, mama. I need the Spirit.
So to that point, take me through this whole background of what we see now and what had the most influence to you becoming what we see today. To that point, take me through this whole
Says to be absent from the body is to be present from the Lord. Whenever you go to surgery, you're absent from your body. In my mind, I vividly remember having dreams going somewhere to heaven as a kid.
So you only have sight in one eye?
Yeah, this is a prosthetic limb. It's a glass eye.
Oh, wow.
So that's from 5 to 7.
Okay.
So I had to learn how to re-walk again with no problem. So I ain't got no hip or nothing. So if I was to stand, I ain't got no hip or nothing. So that's at 5. At 7, so from 7 to 12, I had 9 eye surgeries. So I never really got to go to school. So I had a private tutor. It's things that I remember educational-wise that I don't know how I got this knowledge. They don't teach us about Jim Brown in school. Nigga, I know everything about Jim Brown, the abolitionists. I got knowledge and information but that white tutor, I had a white tutor in the 80s coming to my home to teach me. So I was groomed to be an intellectual. So I didn't
I was groomed to be an intellectual.
really get to go to school to the 6th grade. By the time I got to the 6th grade, I caught a capital murder case in the 8th grade. So I'm an institutionalized baby from medicine, hospitals, to now incarceration. I'm a book-driven baby. I've been reading books all my life. I ain't been outside playing. I ain't played no sports. I've been reading books. I've got a brain full of knowledge. I've been watching.
Oh, you're looking like a TV user. Books.
Watching television, studying movies and actors. That's how I can act.
Studying other people, that's SE. Goddamn, this guy is looking like an INTJ.
What you see now is a product of a system. Nigga, I'm an educational baby.
Product of the system.
That's why my knowledge and my articulation is what it is, because when I went into the system, I began to read more books. So when niggas was playing dominoes and
Talking about what other people were doing, niggas. Okay.
watching rap videos, I was reading Danielle Steele love novels. So I'm very charismatic. I'm very charming.
That's what you think?
Yeah. Well, that's how I've been able to get by getting in trouble.
But let me
Getting in front of a judge and being able to say, yes, sir, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Getting in front of a probation officer, knowing how to make eye contact, sit up straight, look them straight in the eye. All of that was charming things I learned as a kid to get out of trouble.
Out of all those books that you had access to, you ain't never had access to a Bible?
Yeah. I refused to read the Bible because I couldn't, as a kid, I couldn't connect to the language that the Bible wrote. Thou art. My understanding couldn't comprehend that.
Okay, were you coherent to understanding that there were different versions of the Bible?
Yeah, I understand about the council when they introduced Cesar Borgia as the white man with the blonde hair, and they took out pieces of the Bible. So I know the Bible have been dissected to brainwash, to control.
Yes, sir.
So what I did was,
but not more or less that level. I'm talking about the international version.
I understand it, but as a kid, you don't know that.
Yes, sir.
As a kid, you don't know to pick up this book and say, okay, they got a King James version. Okay, you don't know this. All you know is here, read the Bible. They said read the Bible, and you can't really understand what the preacher's saying.
Correct.
But I have a mother who are quoting scriptures, and I'm hearing her say these scriptures, but they're not making no sense. All things work for the good of those who love God, is called according to his will and his purpose. Mama, I'm locked up here for murder, and I'm gonna be here for 4 years. How is this gonna work for my good? But she's trying to explain this to me, and I'm saying, man, that shit don't make no sense. I'm rejecting everything she's saying. For one, most kids reject what their parents teach them, because you think the world know more than your parents. So this ain't making sense, mama. This God that so loved the world that'll give us his son, then why this kid over here get molested if God love us? Where my daddy at, mama, if God's so good? You keep hollering about God good. How he good? How? And so it ain't making sense.
So you don't believe in this scripture, raise up a child in the way he should go?
As a kid, don't know scripture makes sense. I know it now.
Of course.
So, but as a kid, it says train up a child.
Yeah.
How many parents are really training? We're raising our kids. We ain't training them. That's why when they get in situations, they don't go to their training to make good choices. When police get in situations, they go to their training. Their training is to shoot. Shoot. Where? Shoot to kill. Why you didn't shoot him in the leg? Because he was in a situation where he had to fall back on his training, and there's a silhouette where they're trained to shoot center mass. So that's why they don't shoot you.
Talking about falling back on the system. Your training system.
In the leg. So what training are we giving our children where they get in a situation where they choose the training? We're not training. We raise our kids. How do we raise them? Food, shelter, clothing. We ain't training these kids. We ain't training these motherfuckers. So we ain't trained. We got to go to work. Mama got to go to work. Daddy cross town playing stepdaddy, making more babies. Who training us? Nobody. We're being indoctrinated at school, and we're being programmed by the culture. Who's training us? So we can mistrain up a child. That's why the kids ain't going no way, because ain't nobody training them. They're raising them. They're providing good homes, good clothes, good foods. But other than that, there's no training. That's why we're not in Boy Scouts.
You see, even though he's talking a lot, it's all direct. It's not ambiguous. It's close-ended there. It's very easy to see what he's saying. I got to hit Charleston White for direct. Okay, he's direct and pragmatic. So it's looking like I think this guy is an actual intj here. So with direct and pragmatic, we're down to STP and NTJ. They're both SENI users, but we already got that already with him. But what we are picking up is we're picking up TFI with the books. I'm an intellectual. I wasn't playing no sports, blah, blah, blah. So we are picking up more TFI. We're not completely closed out on that. We're going to go a little bit more to make sure. But it's looking like this guy is an INTJ.
That's why we're not in ROTC. That's why we're not in no type of physical training to teach us how to do push-ups outside of sports. So as a kid, your parents are trying to introduce you to God, but you looking at the circumstances in a situation that y'all growing up in. So God ain't making sense to children no more. It ain't making sense. Was I blessed because when I go to school, the kids at school ain't blessing their food, but you got me blessing my food. It ain't making sense. Ain't nobody at school blessing their food, so I'm supposed to go to school and pray over my food. Nah, I ain't doing that, Mom. Because my peers
I ain't doing that.
supersede what you trying to teach me if you don't have a bunch of money to buy my attention. So my mother was financially stable to buy our attention.
What your mom do?
My mom worked for General Motors, retired from General Motors. The backbone of America, the blue collar worker in the 80s. In the 80s. So we were very financially stable. I had my own bedroom, homie, in the 3rd grade. I had my own phone line. I had the bunk bed, bed with the desk. I had the basketball goal. I had the remote control car. We had the Nintendo with the power pad, the duck hunting game. I had the Jabos. I had all the name brand stuff that a kid could want. But for one, Mom wasn't at home. She had to work. So she provided a great home life. But when we got out of school, she was going to work. Daddy retired from the Navy. He doing his own thing.
Were you raised in a household with your mom and your dad?
No, just Mom.
Were they ever together?
Yeah, they were together the first part of my life. But that's a vague memory.
Yeah, but when you say first part,
I have no memory.
Okay, now do you think that had any type of trauma in your growth as a man?
The absence of a father in any child's life leaves a child hurt, but ultimately develops a child as an angry kid, and he can't nobody explain why the little motherfucker just angry. That's the absence of a father.
But
so my brother.
You speaking as from the son's perspective or the female's perspective?
I'm speaking from the son's perspective. So both my brother and I grew up with just a good mother, a good loving mother. When I was 8 or 9 years old, homie, my brother looked at me and said, "When I grow up, I'm gonna kill somebody." Man, I looked at that nigga and ran downstairs. Mama, Kevin saved me, bro, man. Boy, come here. What you mean? When I grow, I'm gonna kill. And so she spanked him when she should have been exploring that anger. Long before a kid gets angry, they feel hurt. Nigga, where my daddy at? Mama, where daddy at? What Tupac say? He heard mama crying. Mama, where my daddy at? Heard you crying late night through the bedroom door. And do you love me, mama? Why they keep on calling me nigga? Get my weight up with my hate and pay them back when I'm bigger. So that's the 12-year-old big body kid, nigga, that they done put in football that grandmama them scared of. When he get mad, he huffing and puffing. He kick the door. He punch a hole in the wall. He push his little sister down. Get that weight up with my hate. So just think about my brother saying this, nigga, I'm 8 years old, he 10. Nigga, he killed somebody at 17.
So I'm trying to piece it all together.
So the anger, right? So we hurt in the beginning, but before you hurt, you feeling unloved.
No, hold on, check that. Truth to that. But in your household, you raised by your mother, parents was never together. You guys, 3 boys.
Two boys.
So just you and your brother.
Just me and my brother.
2 boys. So you only got 1 sibling.
Yeah.
So,
but I had a sister come later in life when I was 13.
Okay.
So we got uncle, we got granddaddy, we got grandmama, we got aunts, we got cousins. So we got a big family.
Yes,
and we got males there. But they ain't the right kind of male. Granddaddy got a barbershop. Granddaddy went to the military. Granddaddy retired from Paul Lumber's yard. Granddaddy work at the bus barn. He the supervisor at the bus barn, but he pimping. He got all the hoes boosting and stealing. Granddaddy catch a major federal drug case and make the front page paper, right? So I remember my mother telling us when I was like in the 5th grade, don't go to school and tell nobody that's your granddaddy. His name Freddie White. My uncle is a pimp. My granddaddy got the barbershop. I'm growing up with granddad and uncle and them at the barbershop, seeing the hustlers and the players and the pimps. It's the black exploitation era. It's the 80s. So I got men in my life, but my mother is contrasting and countering what we're seeing.
Right.
She trying to raise us to be opposite of her brother and her daddy. So she's trying to instill good morals. But nigga, who fucks up the kids more than the bullshit uncles in the black family? Because Uncle Wayne is the pimp with the Rolls Royce. Uncle Wayne is the pimp walking through with the briefcase full of money, the trash bags of money. So as a kid, you see the dynamics of how the family treat Uncle Wayne. Everybody kiss his ass, and he a woman beater. So everybody kiss his ass, so it's no different than a D-boy uncle. who in the household with the mama who got the favorite brother. He coming through with the pants sagging and the gun. The nephews and them is picking up these traits. As he stopped through and get this one money, get out with money, rub them on the head, let them ride in the car with the hoes and the bitches. So I was a little king, like the little kid Finesse 2 Times guy. I was that little nigga with my uncle now, being exposed to this shit. So that's the dynamic of the loving single black mother who's God-fearing, who's trying to teach her kids good morals and values, but she don't have the time because she got to work and provide a good living for them.
And there's a missing piece in the father being
The absence of the father.
Yeah.
So the absence of the father, who's supposed to step in? An uncle, a cousin, somebody within
Some
the
male
family.
figure.
Within the family before she have to go out and get a coach.
Correct.
But nigga, there's no positive male figures. They teaching us the bullshit.
toxic.
And they telling us don't listen to your mama. Boy, you gonna be a trick listening to your mama. So they really got you.
So as a child, you're battling different things. Don't listen to your uncles, and your uncle saying, don't listen to
Man, your mama don't know what she talking about.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You're
but
gonna be a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gonna be a man, da 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 da. We all go through those types
so
of
not only that, when mama leaves, just like every other kid, what we do, we cut on that television. So now, when we cutting on the television at this time, homie,
Excuse me.
gangsterism being introduced. Nigga, mama at home. And what I see on TV is being propagated. It's being glorified. Imagery. Right? It's no more Big Daddy Kane's. There's no more Kid and Play. It's no more MC Hammer niggas dancing. Imagery is now being subjected to children through the hip hop culture.
The bad boy, the outlaw.
Come on, homie. NWA, the gangster. Nigga, fuck school. I pull a G about a week. Fuck school. Just that small line right there in a rap song. I pull a G about a week. Fuck school. That was KRS-One saying that. So when I cut off my television, nigga, them images that I see, that look like Uncle Wayne, the pimp.
Yeah, that's who you relate to.
Come on now. So now I'm spending the night over my homeboy houses.
Nigga, so much progression. Come on now.
They brothers, uncles is drug dealers and gangsters. They looking like the imagery. So now we're starting to take on the image. How do we learn the behavior of gangsters? Through the lyrics in the movies are now being shown to us. Now, rather than us wanting to play football, nigga, we want to be too sweet. We playing too sweet. The guy that can whoop everybody in prison in the movie Penitentiary. Instead of doing kung fu and doing karate, nigga, we playing high top and rocket on Colors.
Why does he say nigga every time he say something? Like nigga.
So, mama at work while all this dynamics is changing.
With no absolute clue.
Don't have a clue what's going on because nobody is hip to this new culture really.
Yes, sir.
So now you have people who are becoming aware of the words in these lyrical contents, and now they're starting to put parental advisory labels on tapes. But mama and them don't have the time to sit and listen to this shit. They tired. They getting out work tired. Then one of us is having problems in school, so she got to take out work to come deal with this one. So because she's dealing with this one, guess what? The younger one flying under the radar getting in
Talking about the system.
trouble because the oldest one is getting in so much trouble.
Right.
And that's what's happening in these households,
And
homie.
it's becoming overwhelming.
It's only one.
That was progression. How I think he's talking about himself there. Like how, like, you know, he had his older brother who's 10 or whatnot, and he was getting in more trouble and allowed his little ass to fly under the cover.
Parent. It's only one parent. Not only that, the problems and the frustration of the children is mounting on top of whatever problems you're having at work, whatever financial problem, and your relationship problem.
I think I'm watching this a little bit longer because it's important for people to see like what actual black people actually go through and why they lead to the position that they're in life a lot of times. And he's talking about this a lot.
So along that, as not just you, but what you've been able to verbalize and picture paint is
like how he breaks down, like in the black culture, we see a lot of our family members who aren't the best people, but they have the status, they have the glory, they got the women, and then that propagates onto us as well, because then we want to be just like them. We want to be that cool uncle. We want to be that cool uncle with the girls and with the money and the whatever, and we go about it the same way that they got it. Then you end up in the cycle, in prison and shit like that, or dead. It's, you know, not a lot of positive role models.
Typical situation in Black America.
I call it the traditional single African American parent home.
It's so not problematic.
It's trauma based.
It's trauma.
It's trauma based.
In that household that's festering, and you're building the next generation of killers, pimps, drug dealers, because that's what they see.
Out of fear. You do this. It's some mothers. All my partners, they got the gangster mamas. Mm-hmm. Them niggas was some of the most hardened killers in the streets because their mothers groomed them. Mm-hmm. The nigga who was groomed to be hard on a woman, he's very abusive because his mother taught him these traits. And whatever mama teaches us, we stand on it. I'm gonna say it again, nigga, whatever mama teaches us, we stand on it. That's why, nigga, I repeat a lot of shit my mama say. Nigga, mama said that the Bible, so nigga, so if you, the street mama, that's why the whole mama is so dangerous. But the loving, over nurturing mama is just as dangerous as the whole mama who teaching him the street shit.
Yes, sir.
Because she handicaps him, and what ends up happening is, out of his rebellion to be free as a boy and a male, he overcompensates with being over masculine. Because mama done gave him all this everything, so he tried to play over masculine. He too tough. He too tough. That's the nigga too tough. Over masculinity is the driving force for niggas to crash out. Nigga want to fight all the time. That's mama. He don't know to think, because being analytical is a man's natural behavior, not an emotional state. Nigga, we've been groomed to be emotionally responsive and emotionally driven men because of our loving mothers. She's so loving, she only whoop us when she's frustrated. That's where we learn to hit, when we get mad. Sit down somewhere! Bow, 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 they hit you. And secretly they feel guilty, because I've done it as a parent.
Yeah.
Feel bad in the motherfucker, but you done already delivered the lick.
Yes, sir.
I got a friend by the name of Terrence Sampson. He did 29 years on a 30-year sentence for murder. When he was 12 years old, he stabbed a next door neighbor 93 times. He said he had his first homicidal thought when he was 5 years old, after his dad had brutally beat him.
I'm laughing at Cam, because Cam's face is like, what the hell's going on here?
But right after the thought, he said his dad walked in with tears in his eyes and said, son, I'm sorry. Imagine had his daddy done that before the thought.
He would have saved a life.
Come on, homie.
So
frustration is a motherfucker as a parent.
Before we get too ahead of ourselves, I'm trying to paint a picture here, and I'm trying to take people on this journey. When you all
right, Cam,
took me through 6 to 8. You talked about your brother committing a crime. For you, at 14, or throughout that whole process of juvenile, what was that like for you?
It was traumatizing. Because you got to think, homie, I'm a mama's boy. Nigga, I'm the baby. And I just come from being hurt. So I've been in the hospital most of my life.
Yes, sir.
I'm a nurtured child. I'm a nurtured child who needed to be accepted. I didn't play football, didn't play basketball, so I needed to be accepted. And I found acceptance through negativity,
violence,
ultimately committing crimes. I learned to be violent. I'm not a violent person. I can be violent. I learned how to be. I've done a lot of violent things in my life, but I was playing, trying to fit in with the environment. We laughed after we committed that murder, but it wasn't funny.
But what happened though?
We went to the mall to go steal some starter jackets. So I had ran away from home. So my mother, I told you I got a younger sister. So my mother was pregnant. My brother was already off in the boys' home. So my brother had already been to the boys' home like 2 or 3 times, right? So he was already troubled. Because he was so troubling and giving mama such a hard time, I'm going through the adolescent stage. And of course the adolescent stage is gonna be a bunch of rebellion.
Right.
So I'm really following his lead, but I'm flying under the radar.
Correct.
So mama and them missing a lot of shit because I'm charming, I know how to pull my pants up, and I'm sneaking out. So mama don't know until I start getting arrested.
Conniving.
Very conniving, mischievous as they called it back then.
Correct.
So my mom get pregnant with my little sister. And naturally that triggered me into another part of rebellion. I ain't gonna be the baby no more.
Right. You the man.
Yeah,
right?
I ain't gonna be the baby.
Rebellion trigger. He's progression. This guy is progression. It's all about the progression with this guy. He gives you like the progression details a lot. So with that, ISTP or INTJ. We're gonna keep watching more to make sure here. Make sure we're not getting tricked by a fucking ENTP.
Big brother now.
Yeah, but I didn't want to be the big brother. I want to be the baby. Nigga, I'm the baby.
I want to be.
And so naturally I rebelled at 13 years old, going on 14, mom for to have another baby. So I ran away from home. And I tell this story, I used to run away from a good home, nigga, my own bedroom, walking on marble floors, bathtub trimmed in gold, nigga, food in the icebox, to go play poor with my partners in the projects. Because I wanted to be accepted amongst the poor. Because
I wanted to be accepted.
The culture in our community make you feel like you ain't real if you ain't embraced by the poor. So well-to-do kids throw everything away just to go hang with the poor in the projects all day, doing nothing, just hanging. So that's what I wanted to do, man. So I ran away.
That's what I want to do, man. And I
from home and went and did it. And went on a crime spree from snatching purses, stealing cars, breaking into houses. That's how we was able to get the gun. We broke into one of my former girlfriend's houses, whose dad was a Dallas police officer at the time. Stole their Nintendo VCR, went and pawned it. Just on a crime spree. But
boy, you was hell, boy.
see, children are impulsive, right? That's where brain development comes in at, right? The prefrontal cortex. So most kids, unless they come from extreme poverty, are not committing crimes for financial gain.
See what people fail to realize here is this little motherfucker is really smart. This little motherfucker is really smart. And he knows how to play the game.
Thrills and feels, the excitement of this shit, the rush.
Yeah, the rush.
So that's the impulsive. Yeah, that's the impulsiveness of a kid when you're supposed to be getting this playing football. You're supposed to be getting this in boxing, but we're not. So this the element of children that's getting their sports fix, right? Yeah. So it was just for fun, and it ultimately ended up costing an innocent man his life. So we go to the mall. Right. The plan is just to go to Foot Locker, grab some hats and some starter jackets and run out. So the first time we went, they had a young black dude look like he run fast. So we didn't do it. I got 2 partners right now today, nigga named Tawan Harris and Denarcus Miles. Both of them niggas older than me. So the first crew we went to go do it with, we were like, nah, man, fuck that. I said, man, let's go get Denarcus. So I went to go get Denarcus just to drive. And Tawan was over there getting his haircut. Them niggas supposed to caught a murder case. He was cutting Tawan hair out. The nigga said, nah, man, come back and get me. Well, I was too anxious. I ain't go back and get Denarcus. I went and got Tawan, Big Tawan, and Little Tawan. Went to the mall, grabbed the jackets, grabbed the hats, ran out. And in the process of us running out, my victim, which was a little small white guy by the name of Michael Levy, he had just got married 3 days prior to that. He saw what was happening because he was working on his car in the parking lot. And so he tried to stop us. He ran and dove on top of the car. He started hitting the windshield with whatever wrench he had in his hand. And so I'm in the back seat saying, man, go, nigga, drive. My partner in the front seat, he
somebody trying to be a superhero. Fuck that shit.
can't put the car in gear. You know, back then, them motherfuckers go up and down.
Yeah.
And you can have the car and drive and cut it off and take the keys out. And so that's what he did. He reached inside the car and cut the car off and took the keys. And so
And how old were you at this time?
I was 14. I had just turned 14. So I was 14. We was all 14, 15, 16, 17. So when we get out the car, I was sitting on the gun. So I get a gun to my partner. So I'm encouraged, man, shoot that motherfucker. And he shoot him. He wasn't trying to kill him. It just
You told him shoot that motherfucker.
the gun that we had was a 38. Well, actually, was a 357 snub nose with blue tip hollow points in it. So when he shot the gun, it went up and hit him one time in the chest. And because of the bullets, they thought we shot him in the back. You know, because them motherfuckers
Expand as soon as on impact.
So they thought we shot him in the back. He died in the parking lot. So Tony Dorsett had just opened a club up. He was still playing for the Cowboys. I think he had just retired for the Cowboys or was still playing. He had just opened a club up right where the incident occurred. So it made headline news, front page paper. It was real big because we were 4 black children who had killed the white man. And in a week, within that same week, 3 skinheads had killed this black man that was sitting on the back of his car. So both of them were very high profile cases, which of course, in the media, the white kids were being treated lenient and we was getting more time. But I got less time than anybody. But my mother was financially able to go out and get some of the best lawyer representation in the city, which was a guy by the name of Carl Mallory and Louis Stearns. And Carl Mallory is dead now. May God rest his soul. And Mr. Stearns ended up becoming Judge Louis Stearns. So he just retired from a judge. So I had 2 of the best lawyers in the city. My co-defendants, homie, their mama and them couldn't afford that shit. One of my co-defendants got out on bond. And his mother moved him to, I think, Oklahoma or something. And he ended up dying, running from the police in a high-speed chase. My oldest co-defendant got 99 years, went back on appeal, and was released on a 25-year sentence. The 16-year-old shooter got 75 years. He's still incarcerated right now to this day. Our crime happened September 18, 1991. So I'm one of the first children.
Oh my, I just got chills.
I'm one of the first children in Fort Worth,
Damn, like what the fuck?
Texas, to be tried and adjudicated for the crime of murder in the early 90s. In the state of Texas, I'm one of the first children who followed in a group of children who was tried, adjudicated, and sentenced for the crimes of capital murder and murder, who was sentenced under Texas juvenile law. It's called Texas Juvenile Determined Sentencing Law, where a kid can be sentenced up to 40 years. So I got a 12-year sentence for capital murder.
So take me back real quick to the individuals who killed the black boy. How long did they get?
Boy, I almost said his name, Josh. I think Josh got like 12 or 13 years. The white guy who pulled the trigger, he got like 50 years. And then the other guy got like barely 20 years. So all of them got significantly lower amounts of time than my counterparts. So me and Josh, we was in the boys' home together. He was just a white kid, homie. You know.
The same dude that was a part of the.
Yeah. So his co-defendants was tried as adults and sent to prison as teenagers, like mine was. Josh should have been tried and sentenced to prison, but he was a white kid. The only reason I wasn't tried as an adult is because I was 14, so I didn't meet the certification age. But the following year, the state of Texas lowered the certification age where a 14-year-old can be sent to prison. Ultimately, they lowered the age to 10 years old, where a 12-year-old can be sentenced to life without parole. So many people don't know, up until 2016, that there was only three countries on this entire planet that would take a 12-year-old kid and sentence them to life without parole. That's America, Sudan, and North Korea.
At 12 years old.
At 12 years old. Catherine and Curtis Jones is 2 children out of Florida who was sentenced to life without parole. Sarah Cruz in life without parole. Man, I can go on and on. George Toker, Life Without Parole. I can go on and on. These were children.
Still incarcerated, or have
there's like right at 2,000 individuals who have been locked up in America since they was children for crime they have committed as children and have life without parole that would die in prison. As young as 12 years old. Florida will take a 12 and 13-year-old and send them on a prison yard at 12 and 13. Catherine and Curtis walked in adult prison at 12 and 13 years old. Both were brutally raped at 12 and 13 years old in prison in America.
So what I'm hearing in this particular moment is like prison reform is essential. It's real.
It's very essential. It's very essential. You have to understand, homie, there was 20 or 30 years of our country who believed that we should be tough on crime. And they became tough on crime. So not only did they create sentencing guidelines, that's where the 3 strikes come in. The minimum sentencing guidelines came in that was completely unjust and unfair, particularly to us. That's where you start seeing children going to prison at 15 and 16 years old. When we have all the evidence, we have all the research, we have all the medical and science information that says that the human brain don't develop to at or around 25. So why would you take a 17-year-old or 20-year-old and sentence them to life without parole when they don't even have the full brain development to make the rational decision that you and I would make in certain situations? If you factor in child trauma, you factor in the abuse, you factor in neglect, that brain may not develop to 30. That's why you hear these old ass niggas like Jay-Z and them hollering 40 is the new 30. That's the lack of brain development for us to even think to process that. 30 is the new 20. That's us really saying we're really fucked up. There's no way that 30 can be the new 20. You have to think backwards.
But you taking it out of context.
No, I'm not. What's in a man's heart come out his mouth. If you say 40 is the new 30, you don't, so that means you're a 40-year-old, you still looking 30?
Nah, bro.
What are you saying then?
But I remember that song, 30 is the new 20, yeah, I'm so hot, yeah. He's
still rapping about dope in his songs now. That song
cool,
God is.
But they're just like a lot of things being taken out of context. It was more or less like, yo, even though I'm older, I'm still able to, live a life that.
Not like a 30-year-old. That's the problem with the black man. He won't grow up. He won't grow up. He still want to be 40 and live like he's 30. What's wrong with being 40 and living like you're 40? Why you still want to live younger?
You see that he chooses his role. Like, he chooses his role in the conversation. Right, go back. Like, that shit's funny as hell. I gotta go back. That shit is funny as hell.
You have to think backwards.
But you taking it out of context.
No, I'm not. What's in a man's heart come out his mouth. If you say 40 is the new 30, you don't, so that means you're a 40.
That's a metaphor.
Year-old, you still looking 30?
Nah, bro.
What are you saying then?
I remember that song, 30 is the new 20, yeah, I'm so hot, yeah. He's
still rapping about dope in his songs now. That song
cool,
God is.
But they're just like a lot of things being taken out of context. It was more or less like, yo, even though I'm older, I'm still able to, live a life that.
Not like a 30-year-old. That's the problem with the black man. He won't grow up. He won't grow up. He still want to be 40 and live like he's 30. What's wrong with being 40 and living like you're 40? Why you still want to live younger? The goal is to grow old, not get younger. So the goal ain't to keep all my black hair. The goal ain't to go and put a whole bunch of pretty white new teeth in my mouth the older I get. I'm gonna lose a side tooth. It's okay. I'm getting old. Nigga, I'm gonna get a bald spot. It's okay. I ain't got to go get the man weed. So that's what's happening, homie. We shaming old. So that's why the old niggas saying, oh, look at you, old nigga. Because we shame to be old. So our kids shame the old. Ain't nothing wrong with 40 being 40, my nigga.
Yeah. But what got you onto this activism in the community?
because I had people who poured into me when I was a fool. So before I got out the juvenile system, I wasn't exposed to gangs.
Yes, sir.
I grew up in an upper middle class neighborhood with white kids from the 3rd grade. I don't know nothing about the hood shit. Nigga, I used to go to my Aunt B them house and see them nigga with the blue flags. And then I saw that shit on Colors, on TV. I didn't know what that shit was until I went into the juvenile system. So when I got into the juvenile system, you see rolling 60 Crips, you see rolling 30 Crips, you got Altadena Block Crips, you got original Swamp Compton Crips, you got Fire Deuce Hoover Crips, you got GDs, you got Black Gangster Disciples, you got Spanish Gang, so you got all these different gangs. And it ain't no football team. And I'm gonna be here for the next 4 to 7 years. Get in where you fit in.
Correct.
Because this the bar sport in here. So nigga, I joined the game. And when I got introduced to it, coming from and I want to say this to all the mamas, coming from a single parent home with just mama in the house, never been spanked by a man, never been disciplined by a man, never had a hug from a man, never been kicked in the ass by the man. When I got introduced to the gang, it was everything I was looking for. Nigga, I got an uncle in the gang, I got a big homie, I got a nigga playing OG just like the daddy, I got brothers,
These
I got
are your
cousins.
male figures that
There you go, and they ain't number 2-3 years older than me.
Yes, sir.
It's like the nigga in the 9th grade looking up to the senior. It's like the nigga in the 8th grade looking up to the 11th grader. He like a big homie. He like daddy. It's like a nigga in the 6th grade looking up to the nigga just got in college. He's still a kid too. But the 6th grade nigga don't know this.
Similes.
These the big homies now, nigga. These the daddies, these the uncles. And nigga, I fit right in and I became the little homie everybody loved. And I worked my way up the rankings. Showing out for them niggas. I just want to be accepted, nigga, so I'm gonna do what these niggas won't do. I'm the little nigga all the big homies love. So yeah, nigga, but it's people like me that's sitting back coming to work every day looking at this little nigga, reading books. Looking at him, his test scores, seeing he's smart, he got potential. His mama coming to see him. He making phone calls, he getting mail, he getting cards, he getting letters. Man, this little boy playing. These other kids ain't getting none of this. So you got workers who sitting back looking at the dynamics of all these kids they work with. And it's their job.
Talking about the system again, I'm done here, man. This guy's the intj. TFI. Abstract, he used a lot of metaphors, similes, all that. He's pragmatic. He's he's actually a little bit more extroverted, but he's going into it. But he's mainly progression. Like I said, you always want to check this metric: progression versus outcome. Progression versus outcome. Which one are they more? Instead of initiating versus responding, I really go to that metric overall. So with that being said, I got him as an INTJ. This guy is fucking hilarious. He wears a pretty damn good mask. Enneagram wise, man, I gotta think more on Charleston White because he's such a clown. I gotta think more on him. He's not a 6. He's not a 7. He's not an 8. He's not a 9. He's not a 1. He's not a 2. He's not a 3. He's most likely a fucking 4. He's most likely a fucking 4. That's just I'm going 4 here. Thinking probably 4 W5. I'm gonna go 4 W5 over 3. I can see a case for 4 W3, but ultimately I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go sexual. I'm gonna go sexual. Seems a little aggressive, very aggressive. I'm gonna go sexual and SPXX. Okay, that was pretty tough there. I could be wrong on the Enneagram here, but that's just what I'm getting from him. Seems to be talking about his suffering, where he's talking about how he got hurt and things like that. A lot. It's kind of very aggressive. Fuck this, fuck that, nigga this, nigga that. So I'm gonna go with 4W5. He's very articulate, very smart, very well spoken. Can trick a lot of people very easily. Like trick a lot of people that he's not an idiot. He's actually manipulating everybody who watches his content, which a lot of INTJs do, or ENTPs. I really watched it because he was interested, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't get a sneaky ass ENTP there, because I have fucked up in type A, ENTP, INTJ. Tom Ballou is an ENTP, not an INTJ. So I wanted to make sure there. So going with INTJ. Comment below what you think, and that's it.